What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another exciting episode of the True Earth Debate. First and foremost, happy Earth Day, everybody. Happy Earth Day. I know we get a lot of mixed opinions with that, especially considering its founding, but hey, that's why we titled the show Taking Back Earth Day. The idea is, of course, back in the 1970s, they, right, came up with the idea to celebrate environmental protection, right? It's kind of like a way to, oh, we're going to protect Mother Earth. Um, and of course, we all know what that really devolves into, high taxes, very controlled regimes in which human activity is incredibly limited. And so we're just really not about any of that. But what we are about, of course, is love for the earth, our home, and respect for what it is that we do live on. That doesn't mean we have to you know cap our burning and things like that. Maybe burn a little bit less nasty plastic, right? We know what we do that's disgusting, but you don't have to raise our taxes, right? We can deal with things on an individual level. Not that anything bad would ever happen to the earth. Respect that it will probably always be here, but we are going to go ahead and take it back to that, and as well to respect and knowledge, logic, and understanding of our true place in the universe, in the cosmos, if you will. That brings us to the True Earth debate. Been going on for a long, long time. All right. If you believe in mainstream history, that is. So, welcome one, welcome all. We appreciate you all coming on. Steve, John over on Rockfin. Always a pleasure to see some familiar faces. Let's go ahead and jump over to the YouTube. See who graces us today. We got Jeremy Bird. What is up, my friend? Waterworld. Tapered Bodies. Looking good. Mellow Dome. What is up, my friend? Israel Kane. What's up? I'm Izzy, Jeremy's bro. Love expanding the mind and listening. Happy Flat Earth Day, my friends. Word up. Flat Earth Day indeed. Stationary topographical plane if you want to sound scientific, but at the end of the day, all that's just marketing. So you can call it whatever vibes best with you. And speaking of vibes, for those who may have missed it, you can catch me on the Friday night. The reason why we didn't do this show Friday is that we were on the FMX radio. Super cool over there. Lots of really great vibes. Go and submit song requests and hang out with other like-minded, high vibrational individuals. Let me go ahead and pull up something else that is pretty cool. It's happening on the horizon for those who may not be aware. So take just a second to pull up because I was a little unprepared, but that is totally fine. Totally fine. All right. Let's go. Let's, how am I going to do this? No, not like that. Not like that.
It's everything you.
We're off to a great start, right? No worries. All right. So, this is a cool announcement that I'd like to make if my computer will let me. And really excited about it. You should be too. Lots of good things on the horizon. Sorry, I heard that clip a little bit. Let's go ahead and get into this here. Almost, guys. Appreciate you being patient. Let's go ahead and pause this. Yeah, that's just going. Let's pause it. Okay. And slight adjustment, and we are there. This is what you get with OBS. Ultimate control, but also a little bit time consuming sometimes. So, hey, it is what it is. What are you going to do about it, right? So, let's go ahead and get this up to snuff, up to speed, up to par, and ready for presentation. Here we go. Let's go ahead and Send it over, and now I just need to click play. And we'll be good to go. So yeah, enjoy the announcement. I don't really know if you guys can hear that. Hope I didn't. My monitor just might have been turned off for it. I don't know. So bear with me if that is the case. Let's go ahead and get off of here quickly before it plays something else. Of course, it's going to play something else anyway, even though I clicked pause. We're off to a good start, everybody. All right, let me go ahead and check these comments. You guys can let me know if you heard that or not. But long story short, I will be joining the Mellow Dome for the Sunday morning shows. It's going to be an absolute blast. That's where we go to set the tone for the week. That's why we do it Sunday morning. You'll get to find out exactly what it is that we're up to and what we got going through the week, how we are raising the spirits, the vibes. It's going to be really awesome. So be sure to tune in over on the Mellow Dome, and you can find it at mellowdome.live as well. So appreciate everybody tuning in. Let's go ahead and do our, well, we already did the shout out, but people have had a little bit more time to pour in. Excellent, excellent. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do just a quick poll. I don't know how to do the official poll, so you guys are going to have to bear with me. But in the chat, you guys, regardless of where you're from, since it is Earth Day, we're going to do something special and do a vote. Whether we want to do an open panel where we can have you from the audience and whoever else knows about the show can come on and chat it up. It is the True Earth debate, so we try to get some Globies on, we get some True Earthers on, and we hash it out. What is up, Mellow Dome? Mellow Dome in the house. SSDD, what does that mean? All right. So we could do that, or we can continue on with our TikTok crusade, see if we can find some brand new people. Most people are Globers out there, so we'll just find some brand new folks and get the conversation sparked up. So go ahead and let me know in the comments what you would like to see. Just the number one, if you would like to see the open panel. Number two, if we're going to go ahead and do the TikTok crusading. We'll give you guys just a moment for that. Let's go ahead and check on the chat. Huge shout out to all 9 of you currently watching on Rockfin. What better way to support the channel than to go where free speech is supported and where they will support not just myself, but all the other content creators out there like Jaronism, Karen B, Mellow Dome, FMX, and many, many more. Big Pine Sailing, what is up, my friend? Doing a quick poll. Would you like to see the open panel number 1? Or would you like to see the TikTok crusade number 2? Either way, we're doing it live. So make your selection quickly, send it in, and then we're going to go ahead and get things going. Waterworld says TikTok. We got 1 vote for TikTok. If we only get 1 vote, then we only get 1 vote, and TikTok it is. But hey, what can you do, right? I'm totally okay with that. Let me go ahead and, since we have that going, a perfect opportunity to not fumble and actually set this up properly. Did you catch that moon? Whoa, today? I did not. What was up with the moon? Rip it live. TikTok Crusade. Let's get them. Heck yeah. All right. Big Pine Sailing. Another one for TikTok. Might as well get it loaded up now then. Gonna be phenomenal. Gonna be a phenomenal show. All right. It's always on my. I always have it loaded into a random TikTok. That way I can find my live easy when I do get it loaded up. Okay. Get that in the background. Let's see here. What do we think over on YouTube? Mellow 9 a.m. early light. That's right. You just missed the promo, my friend. I went ahead and played it, and we are going to have an awesome time. Now I just need to figure out how to play the promo for the people over on TikTok because it won't let me do it with the Mac. So, really awesome there. I caught the SpaceX exploding. You mean disintegrating, right? It's hard to call it an explosion, but hey, apparently every failure is a success. So, really good news there that we had the successful test flight, right? Let's laugh at TikTok. Yeah, we're definitely gonna load up the TikTok, I think, unless we get like a huge swing the other way. So let me go ahead and get it loaded up. Apologize for the low volume. Hush up. Alrighty. Perfect. I'd say perfect, but of course the stand wasn't perfectly prepared. What can you do? What is up, Shaggy? We are just about to get things rocking and rolling. If you've come to think, philosophy, however the heck you say that, debate, argue, conversate, whatever you want to call it, on the true cosmos of the Earth, and you are in the right place. Happy Earth Day. Let's go ahead and get these effects going before we go live. Where are we? Perfect. All right. Bearsworth, what is up, my friend? Apologize for just a little bit of dead time. I was getting everything loaded up for this live, so let me go ahead and cue it up, get you guys pulled in, and I'm going to drop off on this audio so you guys can start picking it up on the... There it is. So you guys can start picking it up on the TikTok. All right. So do me a favor, though, and let me know pretty quick if the audio is going to work with it, because I don't know if it worked with the promo. Anybody who was watching earlier, can you let me know if the audio was working with the promo? Said it was on OBS, but I could hear nothing through my headset, so what are you going to do? All right. All right, folks, let's go ahead and get it going. See you on the other side. Enjoy the astronaut transition. In the meantime, where is it at? Been a little bit since I used it. Alrighty. Woo! Warping through space. This is about as close as we'll get to doing that. All right. Let's go ahead and get this going. Appreciate you all being here. It'll just be another moment, and it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have a great time. Live. All right. Interact. Where are we at? Let's go ahead and unplug this. And plug in this. All right. What is up, folks? Welcome to the True Earth Debate. We're getting things going here in just a moment. Got to get it pulled in over to the YouTube and Rockfin. If you guys are just joining us, then you can catch the live over there in full and be part of the chat over there, or you can stay over here and chat it up. It's going to be really awesome. Already have a guest in the box. Just sit tight for one moment and let me get this ported in so that my audience can actually see it. We appreciate you all tuning in. Always better than tuning out. It's not even letting people know that I'm live yet. Perfect. All right, there we go. Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and do full screen. Perfect. And just some minor adjusting. And then we'll get this thing going. Folks, we are doing the True Earth debate. So if you're a Globie, Concaver, Flat Earther, go ahead and jump on in the box. We appreciate you coming in. And let's have the conversation. We've done this for a little bit now, and it's always really interesting to see what people come up with, the so-called evidences that are provided for all kinds of crazy beliefs, right? So let's go ahead and get on into it. Let's go ahead and get on into it. Let's go ahead and do that. Cut that, and we should be good to go, folks. Over on the YouTube and Rockfin, if you can let me know how my audio is, and that would be perfect. Level already in.
So troubling. Where's the concavers, the anti-flat earthers, the globers, the ballers?
Well, we just got started, so I'm sure they'll be pouring in.
We want the anti-flat earthers. We don't want the globers and ballers. We want the anti-flat earthers.
I want them all, actually. I'm honestly just looking forward to an open and honest, transparent conversation in which we can actually, learn something or progress the conversation in some manner,
Degress or progress. I like it.
What do you think of the background here? We got the globe, of course, surrounded by a bunch of like crazy looking TVs. It's like akin to like the Matrix room.
Yeah, I like it. One of my goals when I was 25 was to get a TV and take it to outer space. That's one of my goals.
Heck yeah.
Never made it. I never made it.
Well, it's never too late, You just got to put your mind to it and believe a little bit more, and you might be able to do it someday.
Hey, how fast is that thing behind you traveling through the ever-expanding universe?
Oh, man. Which vector do you want?
I want them all.
Oh, my goodness. Well,
give them all to me.
Well, we're rotating about 1,000 miles per hour. We're moving 66,000 miles per hour, I believe, around the sun. And then we are moving 500,000 miles, I believe it is, around the universe and the Great Attractor. This is absolutely phenomenal. And then all the while, we do see the same stars because we just so happen to be in this lucky little pocket with or the band, if you will, in the Milky Way. That way, we're always just seeing the same local stars, except for when we look past them and then we see galaxies. Even though those galaxies are also like moving with it, even though they're not part of our galaxy. Pretty weird how that works, but hey, it works perfectly fine if you don't think about it too much.
Hey, I never thought about it until about 16, 17 months ago. Oh my goodness.
Your reputation precedes you, Level. Well, who was it? Sky Jude doesn't want anything to do with you. You have been labeled the most toxic flat earther by McToon. Congratulations.
Yeah, I got number. Did you see the poll? I got number 5. Did you see that?
Xavier, you sound like you have some hubris there in the chat. If you'd like to go ahead and hop on in, and we can have the discussion. I love how people just assume that we just don't understand things simply because we don't agree. It's hilarious.
we don't we don't understand this. Oh
The
my
thing they
goodness.
probably say we wouldn't understand is relativity, and the
Oh
thing about relativity is that literally dictates that you can't tell the difference. So it's a equally valid reference frame to suggest what I'm
uh-huh.
suggesting, which is that we're stationary.
Yes.
But hey,
I
that's
had
my opinion, right?
I made the mistake of setting up two modern day Discord debates today. So I've been debating for 5 hours. I had a 45-minute break between the two, and the second guy told me that general relativity, the bending and warping of space time, was both physical and theoretical, and he told me that Newton's laws were a law and a theory, both. It's like he covered all of his bases, and I just couldn't take it.
All right, we got another guest in the box, my boy and I329. Welcome to the show.
Oh
How we
my
doing,
goodness.
Trouble? And it's me, Curvature Nope. You know me.
Oh, gotcha. Did your account get hacked?
I got silenced last week. Don't even know what
Oh
I
man.
said.
Well, the thing that I told people is that if Matt Walsh isn't safe, right? If like what 3 million, 5 million subscribers, like a pretty hefty amount, and if he's not safe, then nobody's safe from censorship. So that's why
No,
I like to
absolutely.
stream everything to Rockfin, where we have a more at least a more direct connection to the owners of it, and we don't have to worry about them censoring our stuff and just kicking our things off the internet. So we get a solid little archive.
For sure. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people saying good things about Rockfin.
To answer Rado Diddy, we are on TikTok, obviously so, and we are also on TikTok. Sorry, I just said that. We're on Rockfin and on YouTube as well. And we're looking to expand to some other platforms as well. But that's on the horizon. We'll make some announcements there. I will also announce that we are going to be joining the Mellow Dome over on YouTube. You can find their stuff at mellowdome.live. They're also here on TikTok. They're doing the early morning light every Sunday morning at, I believe it's 9 p.m. Or 9 a.m. Eastern Standard. So you can join up, get those high vibrations, and yeah, it's a really good time.
Yeah, shout out for your victory the other night.
Oh, absolutely. I'm absolutely tickled pink to be crowned the trivia champion. And I know some people are like, oh, there's some controversy around it. And I don't really give a crap. I did many, many years of wrestling, and the way that it works is that if you don't challenge the result, then the result stands. It is what it is. It's for charity anyway, and I'm always open to a rematch. I have no shame in my trivia game, so
Hell yeah.
absolutely. But yeah, we really appreciate everybody coming on. We got 70 of y'all in here for now, and I'm sure that will take some booms here when we get some more guests in. But as usual, we do like to have the Globies in. And just so you know, Globies out there who are listening, you don't have to worry about Level, over talking you or just calling you a bunch of names because he actually has to follow some rules.
I
I
do.
have I have set some very efficient rules for the debates here, and it really just helps make everything move smoothly, and so that people don't talk over each other, the points get heard. And give me a second, I've done so many freaking pictures since I had that.
Dig in the archive.
Where, oh, where did it go? Done lost my freaking rules. Oh, man. What can you do?
He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good. So be good for goodness sake.
Wow, that's super lame that I lost all my rules, but hey, it's okay. I committed them to memory as a true professional does, right? And rule number one is going to be, of course, that there is going to be no being an arse. That's going to include constant interruptings, name calling, character attacks, and ad homs, such and such. Rule number two is going to be no interrupting. Rule number 3 is going to be don't beat a dead horse. If you've made your argument, right? This is also to avoid getting interrupted. People like to talk in circles and just hear themselves talk. So make your point and then move on, right? And then rule number 4, it's my show, my rules. If something that I haven't foreseen comes up, I will adjust them as need be. So it's all good though. As long as you're doing that, you're never going to be censored. You're never going to be blocked or anything like that. That's not how we roll over here at the Troubling Tribune. We got Caleb in the chat. What is up, my friend? Huge shout out. What we doing here tonight? We are True Earth debating. If anybody wants to debate, it might just be a True Earth hangout in honor of Earth Day. This whole episode is titled Taking Back Earth Day. Instead of celebrating lame environmental protection via government enforced control, we are celebrating knowledge and knowing and searching for answers about the nature of our realm.
Yeah, shout out to Hibbler Productions for his release today.
Oh, absolutely. Did that drop today? What was that?
Level with me.
Yes, absolutely. That should be pretty good. Well, I know what I'm
Yep.
going to be doing tomorrow.
Yeah, it was definitely a good one.
I want you to know
Archmagus,
go ahead.
sorry, Level, go ahead.
I want you to know, all you flat earthers out there, I got a model, Santa Claus. I have a math equation for Santa Claus too. So I have a math equation, I have a model. It automatically makes it real because the globe has a model and a math equation, and it's real. So I have Santa Claus and a math equation. It's real too. I just want you to know that.
Sorry, I was checking my. I was also checking my chat over here on Rockfin. Someone's like, "I have a question about ley lines," right? And they're probably going to say that they conform perfectly to a globe with their assumptions and yada yada. But again, mathematical assumptions begging the question, you'd actually have to show me that they actually do work, and not just assert that they do. Obviously, and then we can move from there. That's from Israel Kane over on YouTube. What is up? Thanks for watching. Regardless of what side you're on, I do appreciate you tuning in. So let's go ahead and get things going here. Regardless of if we have to do questions from the comments or we can actually get a Globy in the box. Just a couple of ignorant flat earthers here, right? No, nothing harmful about it. All religion and opinions, right?
Did you see that somebody said we were on a stationary topographical plane? Good job. Good job.
Nice. Very nice. Seems like you were in the right place. In fact, let me go ahead and do a quick little poll. True Earth means that you are simply in search of the actual shape of the Earth and its relation in the cosmos, and that you don't simply accept a spoon-fed narrative handed to you by a government education system. Okay, so let's do a quick poll. It's going to be smiley versus cry face. So if you're a mainstream Globy, then you can go ahead and select the crying face because that's what I want to do sometimes when I'm talking to you. Not all the time, though. There are a lot of good conversations that come out of these things. So, smiley face if you're actually in search of the true shape of the Earth and its relation to the universe, or whatever the heck you want to call it. Nice. We are off neck and neck. That's what we like to see. And a guest in the box. Awesome. Rado Diddy, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks. So I guess I'd be considered a Globy here.
Nice.
I love that term. That's so funny.
That's fine. We get called flatties too. I actually, when it comes to that type of derogatory, I actually don't think it's that big of a deal. So it's all harmless and good fun. I'm mainly talking about, with the rules, the hardcore character attack. So just in case anybody's aware. But go ahead, Radio. Sorry to cut you off.
No, yeah, fine. So I guess my question isn't like mathematical in nature at all. Like we can talk about the equations and everything all day and get nowhere. But I'm really curious about what flatties, I guess, in general think who's spreading the lie about the round Earth, and what are their motivations? Like
You
who is
seem
it? It
excited,
has to
Level.
be
Do you want to take
everybody.
that or?
No, actually, a couple weeks ago when I was with you, somebody asked that, and you explained it really well. So I'll let you.
Oh man, I wish I remember what I said. Now you're gonna put the pressure
It
on me.
was really good. It was awesome, and you took off with it just like that, and you did great.
Well, my short answer for that would be not everybody actually has to be lying about it. There's such a thing as compartmentalization. Anybody who's ran a business knows that the manager isn't privy to all the things the owner is doing, and the employee is not privy to all the things the manager has to do. And it actually has to apparently work that way because of business. I'm trying to remember the exact word that they use, but basically because of quote business interests, which is just short of saying that we don't want to spill the beans on what all the money is being made on things, so that we'd have to pay the employees more. Long story short. But essentially, there's compartmentalization when it comes to the space programs. All the space programs, especially like the big three that would be the main perpetrators, I guess you could call them, would be NASA, the Russian space program, and the China space program. And they're
So
actually all ran by the same money. The Rockefellers, Rothschilds, the ones who own the banks actually fund all sides of the wars. There's not really a need to debate on that, right? We know that there's some funny business on that end, right? Some background funding, but anyway. So there's actually not been, credible evidence provided by these sources. The best that they get is the, average Joes, because you're going to say there's hundreds of people working in NASA, maybe thousands even. And it's like, yeah, most of them are pencil pushers and sitting at a computer, and they just get data. And as Gus Gruesome said, even back when they were doing the Apollo missions, the simulations were so real, no one can tell the difference between the simulation and the real thing. I mean, after all, they're just looking at data. So
uh-huh.
yeah, so I hope that answers the question.
No, yeah, that was very interesting. So it's really a global, international conspiracy.
Well, yeah, why wouldn't it be, right? Well, I can just cut
Absolutely.
right through the bullshit and just admit, like, yeah, there is a global quote, right? Wordplay, conspiracy.
Yeah,
It does involve the
yeah.
whole world. It does involve the whole world's leaders. And if you think that that's like absolutely impossible, right? It's like there's no way we could all get together on that. It's like no, it's not all of us. The people aren't united on all these fronts. It's just the ones at the top that then feed the education that then gets mistakenly misinterpreted as being factual and scientific, when in fact it hasn't actually gone through the scientific method.
Okay, no, yeah, that's really interesting. So again, so the people at the top are the Rockefellers.
No, not necessarily, but they control a lot of money. I don't really know who the purple at the very top would be, right? But if you follow the money, I think the Rockefellers, Rothschilds would be definitely huge players, right? If you track the money back, I think that's as far back as we can trace it, right?
And what are their motivations exactly for spreading the
I wouldn't
lie?
know, right? So the first thing I do when I go to, if I was a detective and we were investigating a crime, would be to look for the motivation of the murder. While I will admit motivation would be a helpful thing to ascertain, knowing for a fact the motives behind a lie doesn't in any way prove or disprove the lie itself. What we would look for is actual evidence of the foul play, right?
Okay, so there may not be intrinsic motive just for the sake of doing
Well,
it.
I
And
won't say there's not intrinsic motive. I'm saying we don't know, right?
sure.
And how can you know the thoughts? How do you know what's in another man's heart, right? Let's just be honest.
I mean, I'm not talking about heart morality. I'm just saying, what are the benefits of someone investing all the time, energy,
Well,
resources into a lie that only you would, or you and I would say a minority would subscribe to, and you have to fight the fight, you know? So what are they
okay,
doing? What
so
are they getting from making you
and
guys the one true seers and all of
yeah,
this?
so it's not really making us the one true seers, right? But it's basically this, right? There's tons of motivations that could be the answer for it. On face value, we could stop purely at money. Oftentimes, large sums of money is enough of a motivation to convince people of even murder, right? So much less lying. So we're talking, at least here in America, it's $60 million a day that gets invested into our so-called space program, in which what's returned to us is no actual hard evidence or benefit from our $60 million. What is claimed to be the benefit is that our, quote, understanding of the universe is expanding, right? Other real inventions you can try to claim are from the space exploration, or Velcro, but then you can look up and see that Velcro was actually invented before the space race. So it's like, wow, where do they get off just lying about that kind of stuff, right? So I can turn around the question just out of curiosity, because you have mentioned that this stuff is pretty interesting. I find interesting that we're not really getting a tremendous earthly benefit from our funds being invested into the space programs around the world. What benefit, unless I'm just missing one, is there a terrestrial benefit that I'm just not seeing?
For the space program, I mean, I'm not like super educated on the topic, but we wouldn't have as many satellites in orbit. Wow, this is so weird. And satellites in orbit, so that helps as far as like a direct benefit would be like agriculture. Like we were able to map out vast swaths of fields.
May I interrupt just for a moment? What
Yeah,
if I
go
were to
for it.
tell you that the main tools for mapping actually have nothing to do with satellites and have everything to do with high altitude planes? Not by my opinion, but literally by the mainstream sources. Like you can go yourself and look at how this stuff is done. It's done by radar mapping and planes. So simply claiming that, well, the benefit is we have better mapping because of these satellites. Well, everything that is done with satellites is actually can be done on the ground with ground towers, and is now being admitted to be better done so that way. That's why cell phone companies used to claim to be satellites. However, now they're claiming to use multiple different towers, if you will, mini towers that they place throughout cities, simply because it's more efficient. So yeah, if satellites is
Yeah.
the only benefit, and again, that's something that the satellites are like out in space, right? What benefit do we have here on Earth? What invention here do we have to show for our $60 million a day? And if I was to ask for $60 million a day for something, what would you require of me?
Here's
Okay,
he-
so
here's
I
here. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, yeah, so I can't say anything. There's nothing I could say really then that would make you believe that you're getting any return on investment. So any images produced obviously would be fake, right?
Here,
If we
he-
don't believe
Well,
in.
if you pull in, I don't just have to simply claim that they're fake, right? I know that that's pretty weak to just say that something's fake without evidence, but if you actually pull the photos into Photoshop, you can see there's boxes and edits, and they admit that they pull them into Photoshop and do all kinds of stuff to them. So we don't get a
Yeah.
clean, unedited image from NASA or from any space program, to my knowledge.
if you get NASA gets 25.5 billion a year. Space Force, which started December of 2019, gets 24.5 billion. That's $50 billion a year divided by 365 is $136 million per day. So Space Force, NASA, 50 divided by 365 is $136 million a day to not explore outer space. 9 million people per year starve to death around the world. 800 million go to bed hungry every single day. 25 to 50 billion would solve hunger in the United States. We have 900,000 people alone go homeless in the USA and the UK. That's just 5% of the world's population, and we lie to children in grade school. Now, who's evil and who's not when we're not going into outer space?
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. Was that a question? Or
I'm just asking. I'm just asking this simple question. You came in asking about math. That's great. We can talk math. I love math. I love math and the outer space fairy tale. But if you're talking about pure morality, and you talk about people who are starving to death, homeless, and stuff like that, and you're throwing away $136 million per day to not explore outer space, is that a morality issue?
I mean, but who are we assigning the blame to? If we want to talk about who is at fault for wasting money, then we have to have a line of evidence to assert blame.
So
So,
And
normally
what
in
about all the
this,
technology that comes from NASA?
but NASA, but you just said
We're
NASA
we're
doesn't
using a
know.
phone that was built from NASA.
but NASA doesn't know what they're
originated.
doing is a
They
lie,
started it.
right? Like NASA doesn't know, so it's someone above NASA. The governments don't know because they're all don't like each other, but somehow they're coming
So
to the same conclusions.
yeah, you
And
seem to
someone,
be okay. So again, all of NASA doesn't have to be in on it, but yes, some people in NASA would have to be on it, like probably the heads of it, right? What I'm talking about compartmentalization is when I mean like the people interpreting the data, the vast majority of people would not have to be in on it. So that takes the number down from like thousands of people have to be in on it down to like maybe a couple hundred, right? And that's much more plausible, right? And
That's
plus,
one agency, though.
and plus, mind you, and by the way, Charlie Brown, welcome to the show. Thank you for being patient. I'm going to say this one quick point, and then I'll let you address yours because you're actually talking about the point that I had previously. So that's good. Basically, man, now I'm losing my train of thought. That's so funny. Charlie Brown, I'll let you go ahead and go, and maybe I'll remember it, maybe not. No worries.
I was just basically saying you're talking about one agency. There's a lot more other agencies out there, and what's the money? What's that got to do with any of it? I mean, there's money wasted all over the world that could be spent on better. And let's face it, there's a lot of money wasted that could be spent on better. So that's really just not an argument, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, there's one footage that not one person has been able to debunk or do anything with, and that's the blue marble negative. And if we all know what a negative is, you cannot bodgy a negative.
So a negative is easy to fudge. You simply take a picture of the altered picture.
Nah, but come on. Has anybody
Very
proven
easy.
that negative is? Has anybody ever proven or tried to prove that the blue marble's fake?
No, see, I literally just answered your question. You said it was unfakeable. I told you how it's possible it can be faked, and now you're saying, well, does anybody have proof of that? How would I have
Well,
proof that someone took a picture of an
you haven't
altered
showed
image?
me.
Let me.
You haven't
That's
shown
a
me the
serious
proof of
question.
that.
How can I ask you a serious question? What level of evidence could I possibly provide to prove that somebody took a picture of an altered picture?
By doing it yourself, eh? So
I
easy to
mean,
do. So the flat earthers keep telling me it's so easy
I
to
can
do.
literally
So why
take
do
it.
they want
Okay,
to do
so
it?
Charlie Brown, what you don't understand is that this image behind me has been completely altered and edited by me, right? It's completely
Yep.
edited and fake, right? We can agree on that. I can take a picture, a screenshot with my phone, and then if I submit this picture into the photo forensics, right, you're not going to be able to determine based on what you find there, based on like the light levels and different exposures there, that it's a fake image. You can tell because it's animated, but you can't tell based on the forensics, and all I have to do is take a screenshot.
Yeah, but you're talking about something where we're talking about something totally different, aren't we? Did we
No,
have
we're
that?
not.
Did we have that tech? Yeah, did we have that technology when the blue marble was done?
It was
Did we have
actually
what
even
you can
easier. I
do?
could have taken a
At,
camcorder. So why do I have to spell this out? Can we just be honest? I think you're being. I just wanted to make sure you understand what you're saying, right? Because it does sound a little silly. Basically, what you're saying is that it's impossible for someone back in like the 50s and 60s to take a camcorder, which we know exists, or a snapshot, regular classic camera, right, that needs to have film developed, that they can
yep.
take something like that and then take a picture of another image that has been altered. You're saying that that's impossible.
But where's the picture come from that's been altered? Where'd they get? Where's that picture come from?
So if I burned the altered picture, what does it matter? That's what I'm saying. Like it doesn't. There's no level
You
of
burnt
evidence.
it.
And even if
So
I showed you, Charlie, with all due respect, if I showed you an image that was altered with it, you would say that I altered the image or that somebody else altered it, and you wouldn't accept it as evidence. So I put the ball back in your court. What evidence could you accept?
because you can't burn a picture back then, mate.
You've
I
created
don't
an
understand what you're
unfalsifiable
talking about.
position. You've created an unfalsifiable position. Now you're saying that you can't light a picture on fire. Come on, man.
No, I didn't say you can't light a picture on fire. What I'm
You just
saying
said
to
you
you
can't burn a
is,
picture.
no, I'm talking about on a computer screen and all that stuff. I thought that's what you were talking about. Sorry, I obviously misunderstood what you were talking about burning a picture. Are you
I mean, it could have
what
been
are you
that
talking
too, in
about when
which
you say
case,
burn a picture?
Charlie, I'm sorry to keep interrupting, but I just want to keep the point quick and concise. I could delete the file. I could burn the picture. I could just not reveal the photo to anybody, right? If the photo's in my possession, I hold the cards, and I'm not the one perpetrating the lie. I'm simply saying that the picture is not evidence of it, anything, right? Because it is
Well,
possible to be faked. I can show you pictures of spirit photography that was done back in the 1900s and early 1800s. So, or sorry, late 1800s. So again, it's not proof of anything.
so they were burnt and deleted off a computer in the 1800s, were they? How
No,
do you
that's not what I
delete and
said.
burn
Straw
something
manning.
on a computer when computers? No, because you
So you're
said to
straw manning.
me
I
you
didn't
could
say
delete
I
it.
said spirit
You
photography.
said you could
That's a
delete it.
completely
You said
different
you could
method.
delete all the evidence off of it. I'm
Yeah,
not
there's
understanding
multiple
what you're
different
saying, mate.
methods. I'm saying there's multiple different methods to fake a picture, and yours seem to think that it's impossible to fake just because it was like back a certain time, and I completely obliterated your argument that it's impossible to fake, and now you're asking me to prove that it was faked. I'm not saying I have proof that it was fake. I'm saying that
But
your picture is not proof of a positive. It's not empirical evidence.
the negativity is on display to for anybody to see. So I'm
I
totally
can
misunderstanding what
claim
you're
I
trying to
can
say.
claim that something is an original negative, but it can simply be the image or the picture, the photograph that I took off of an altered image. Okay? Can we just agree on that point and then maybe move on?
So what you're
That
saying
it's
is you can get
possible to be faked?
no, not in 1972. I'd say it'd be pretty hard. Or maybe by
It's
an
hard to
artist.
take a
So what you're
How
saying
could
is
it
someone could have draw a picture. Someone could have drew a picture of it. This is what you're
No.
saying to me. I think someone could have drew a picture of it and then taken a picture of the drawing. Is that what you're saying?
Now, someone could have literally, I mean, could have, right? There is photorealistic drawings, but there's also the possibility that they went into high Earth orbit and then cut out a small portion of the Earth in a circle and then took a picture of that. There's multiple different ways that is possible to do this. It's also possible that the computer technology was a little bit ahead of what we're told and that they were able to create a complete digital image and then film it on that old style film, and then again, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference from that either. All I'm saying is that the pictures and film, unfortunately for the globe side, are not positive, empirical, certainly not scientific evidence of the positive claim that the Earth is a spinning oblate spheroid flying through space.
So what was that thing you said about going into lower orbit and taking a picture of what? So there is a
Yeah,
lower
there's a
orbit, is there?
documentary called "Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon."
So
Shows how
so
that
there
could have
is a
been
space.
possible.
So there is space. So you believe in space.
I believe that there's a space above us, right? But not like the way that they say in, NASA, like the deep space, planets, gravity, all this other crap, pseudoscientific.
So then how do you go into lower orbit and take a picture and then bodgy the picture? That means you have to be above the Earth to do that, don't you? So you're
You
I
in
can be
think
above
space,
the
aren't
Earth
you?
and it not be a ball, right?
I think nobody disputes that things don't go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 miles into the air. Nobody disputes that. What we dispute is this vacuum of 10 to the negative 17 torr of the vacuum of outer space, where spaceships have to push off of something, but because of Newton's third law of motion, they have nothing to push off of in the
They've got
vacuum
the
of
rocket to
outer
push off of,
space.
and that's been debunked 100 times, 100 times over. They've got the rocket. They are propelling off of the rocket. Yeah, pull out a can of Coke, pull the thing. The Coke will go one way because it's pushing from the rocket. So the rocket gets propelled from that, and then the oxygen comes from oxygenators, whatever you want to call them. So they make the
What
oxygen for the flame. So
what does
that's
it
you,
what
you
does
know that
the
you've had that explained to you. World of Worlds had that
no
explained to him 100 times over. So I
no
don't wish to go into something that he's had explained to him by a lot better people than me. So
you
I
cannot
feel you've had it explained to you by better people than me. So there's no use in me trying to explain something that's already been explained better.
Explaining
out,
is one thing, demonstrating would be another.
outer space
It's been
Newton's third
it's
law
been demonstrated. There's you can go on YouTube and you can see it done in a vacuum.
you
So
Yeah, but
cannot
that's
it
propelling
can be
off the
seen
wall
done.
of the vacuum chamber. It's propelling off
No,
the
no,
wall
no.
of the
If you
vacuum
slow it
chamber.
right, if you slow it right down frame by frame, no, it doesn't. It moves as soon as it doesn't
it
even hit the
does.
wall. No, that's wrong.
It,
You got to go frame
so
by
it's like you
frame.
don't understand. So do you don't understand how thrust works? It's
Of
like,
course, I
okay, so
understand. You aren't understanding how thrust works.
yeah, I
Anything
definitely.
coming
No,
out of the
so if
back
I
of
have a
something
wall,
propels it.
listen. So if I have a wall behind the rocket in the form of the wall of the vacuum chamber, wouldn't that be a solid surface for the force of the flame to push off of, as in when the rocket is lifting off the ground?
As
Is
I
it
said
not
to
the
you, in the
same?
vacuum chamber. No, it's not. You're talking something totally different to what I'm talking about.
It's a solid
The
surface that
rocket.
is behind
So
the rocket,
you
right?
asked me in a vacuum. You asked me in a vacuum, and it pushes the rocket. That's what
What
does it.
makes the
The
vacuum?
actual.
How
What
do
do
you
you mean?
get the
What makes a
vacuum?
vacuum?
Oh
How do you
wow.
film the rocket in the vacuum? It's in a box, right? It's in a chamber. The chamber
It's
has
in a glass
walls.
with. Come on, dude.
God,
You can have a
Charlie, that's what I'm
a
saying.
see-through wall, a
Come
glass wall, or
on.
a perspex wall. What you can't see through? We got no walls you can see through. No glass
That's not what
walls.
I'm
No
saying.
perspex walls.
Charlie,
No, you just did.
you're just kind of
No,
being
I'm
dense
not.
because
There's
you're
a
not
huge.
understanding what my objection is. So let me
No,
make
there's
it
a
very clear
YouTube
since you
video
don't
on that
understand.
happening, and you're
I'm going to
saying it's
mute
not
you so
true.
that you can understand properly. I'm not going to
Okay,
kick
I'll
you,
mute
but
myself.
okay, no worries then. So basically, my objection isn't that you can't see it, right? My objection is that when the experiment that you're talking about, when they put that rocket inside of a box to create the vacuum chamber, right, which is what they have to do. You can't just have an open end on any side of the chamber, right? It has to be closed, has to be airtight in order to create a vacuum, right? So they put the rocket inside this square or rectangular box, and the box has walls. So when we're looking at a rocket launch, the fire can be blasting off of the ground, which is causing the equal and opposite reaction for it to thrust upwards. However, in the vacuum chamber, the rocket has the wall, the side wall of the vacuum chamber to thrust off of. Have you seen this demonstrated in a vacuum chamber that was so large that there was no chance that the flame or that the thrust or the fire could have bounced off of the vacuum chamber wall?
In the
But that's just
vacuum,
asking. No, I haven't seen that. All right, and that's asking for something that you know we can't do. All right, that'd be like saying to me, "You prove your doom. You prove how high your sun is. You
You
prove
can't
how
make
high
a
your
20
moon is."
foot.
You haven't
You
done
could probably
any of
make a
that.
20
You
foot
haven't done
vacuum
any of that.
chamber.
You
They
can
have one at
slow that
NASA.
footage down. You can slow that footage down to frame by frame, and it will show you that it moves before the flame hits anything, or before anything hits anything. It's called mass moving out of that object propels that object. Now, we all know that. That's a simple science thing that we all know. I mean, I learned it in high school, and I'm
In
56
a
and I still
vacuum,
remember
that
that shit.
changes.
is
No,
there
it doesn't
oxygen?
change.
Is
Why
there
does it change? You're still pushing off of something. So why does it change? That's what you say. You've got no empirical proof to show any of that. You
Because
got
you
no
have no medium in
mathematics.
a vacuum.
You just say it doesn't work. You just say that. So you show
Don't
it
beat the
doesn't
dead
work. How
horse.
about you?
Science
How about
shows me
you
that it
showing
doesn't work.
us that it doesn't work?
Science tells me it doesn't work.
Critical connection issue. Awesome. What the heck happened? We still live, guys? What's going on? And don't know what happened. Seems to be all good now. I invited all the guests back. Let's get the conversation going again. I didn't kick anybody. It's not my style. Shake that can in the vacuum, dummy. That's so funny. Not coming up on my end. Hold on. I wonder if it's letting me invite guests. might have kicked my ability to do so. I'm inviting. I just invited all of you guys again. Topic: Earth debate. Let's get it. Hopefully, we can get some guests, you guys, back in here. We just had all 4 guest boxes loaded up. It says there's a guest box on my stream. Okay, hey, I think I'm gonna go ahead and reboot it. Right? No worries. Little glitch, but your YouTube is good. Okay, cool. All right, guys, stay tuned. I'm gonna go ahead and reset this so I can try to get the guest box going again. Folks over on the YouTube and Rockfin side, just stay put. Let me invite. Maybe try just one more invite here. I can't invite you. Okay.
There's Earth, which the Newton's third law of motion works perfectly, and the vacuum of outer space. When something pushes off the ground here terrestrially, it has oxygen in the ground behind it. There is no oxygen in outer space. Therefore, Star Trek is not possible.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-uh.
Dude, I've
Yeah,
always.
well, I've
Uh-uh.
started hearing them start arguing that they carried oxygen with them to complete this task.
No, no. Sorry, guys. Star Trek was a fictional TV show in 1966 to 69.
All right, we're getting them all back in.
No, this is really interesting. So I'm curious why we select to believe that there is a space above the flat Earth model that is a vacuum. Is that my understanding that correctly? So
No,
we
No.
believe.
no,
No,
we didn't
Oh,
say that.
okay. So we don't believe in a vacuum at all.
None.
Okay. So
So
why
all,
won't a
all I
rocket
was
work
meaning
in?
is that you'd have to be an idiot to say that there's not a literal area above you, right? There's an area above us, and there can be an area above the Earth regardless of if it's flat or a ball, believe it or not.
Right. Okay. So but we also are saying that rockets don't work in a vacuum because there's no ground for the
No,
rocket to push off of.
there's no oxygen for it
there's
to ignite a fire so it can be propelled forward. You have to have oxygen to light a fire to push the rocket forward. There is no
And
oxygen
the
in
rocket
this.
It,
jet has oxygenators, and you know
yeah,
that.
level I. I hate
Sorry,
to
so
be the bearer of bad news, bro, but there, to my understanding, there is oxygen in the fuel. I was under the understanding that it was a thrust issue, right? And I know you can. It's said that you can get that little bit of thrust between the rocket and the fire coming out of the rocket, but it's like no. The reason why you get the thrust is because the fire is going off of the ground.
Oh,
There's something to push off of.
or it's going off of the air. It's just like an airplane; it goes off of the air. So
right.
if you have no oxygen whatsoever, you are living in that Star Trek 1966 to 69 where they're pushing off of absolutely nothing. Now, if you're on Earth and you have a little bit of oxygen, great, go for it. But there is no oxygen in outer space. Plus, there is no outer space.
So rockets don't work without air to
They
I would
generate
just
That's
friction.
right.
That's the
I,
theory that we're
I would
going with.
also like to note that I do think it is very comical. As Big Pine Sailing, huge shout out over on YouTube and Rockfin, has pointed out that it is comical to believe that you believe that we went to the moon, had the technology to do that, but at the same time did not believe that we had the technology to simply alter an image and then take a picture of that image and call it the original negative, of course.
But it's never been proven what you're saying, has it? Why isn't one of you at least proven what you're saying? All these
Mine's a,
years, and no
so
one's
mine's a
ever even
negative.
attempted it.
So mine's a negative claim. Again, the base of my claim is that your picture is not empirical scientific evidence that the Earth is a ball.
But you have to claim.
And
It's you that has to claim that. It's
no,
you that
that's a
have to
negative
prove that,
claim.
not us.
So that's a negative
No,
claim.
you have to prove it. You
No,
have to
negative
prove
claims don't
your
need
stuff.
proven.
Same as Jews have to prove flat Earth. Oh well, negative claims don't need anything, I suppose. At the end of the day, do they? It's a negative
No,
claim.
if I were
You
okay,
have
so
to prove your globe.
when I say the Earth is flat or the Earth does not have curvature, then yes, you are right that I would have to provide some empirical evidence to that, like the Rock Lake experiment, where we have 4 different data points of light over an 8-mile stretch of land, all lining up in a straight line, impossible to map out on the globe with the dimensions listed. Feel free to try when you can't. That is an actual positive piece of evidence towards the positive claim that the Earth is a flat, stationary topographical plane. However, when I say that a picture is not proof or not scientific proof of anything, that is just a literal fact. For one, scientific proof has to go through the scientific method, which a picture has not. And for two, pictures are able to be faked. Therefore, pictures are not empirical positive proof for a positive claim. You would need a picture and something else corroborating the picture, right? So if you want to bring
Okay.
up
So
something
if I
else to
was to go to
corroborate the picture,
Okay, fine.
so if I was to go to a court of law and you've got me on your camera stealing your car, what do you reckon the judge would say to that? And if I just kept saying nah,
resume it, resume it. The fate of humanity rests in this conversation. That's hilarious. A hilarious thought. It might. It just might. I'm going to try to invite you guys. Hopefully, it didn't steal my freaking guest box. This is what happens when you try to speak truth to power. When you try to speak truth to power, they do not like troubling. It's very troubling. We have to have tech and science to create hybrid creatures. CRISPR is one example. Expect more GMO food. The happy hacker gotcha. I see. Am I going to have to reboot this one more time? You guys can't get in level? Is there no guest box? No guest box at all? Going once. Going twice. What country, county border the edge of the earth? No guest box. Nope. All right, guys, I got to do one more reset. I'm sorry. Bitch to TikTok. Say you want more troubling, and then they'll stop kicking it. And I know it has to be on their issue because everything else is still working perfectly fine. No glitches, no connection issues, running, perfect. So. Folks over on YouTube, I do apologize for the inconvenience. You're going to have to sit tight for just a few more moments while we go ahead and redo this. Guys, go ahead and follow me real quick so you can go ahead and hop back in. This conversation is about to get interesting. So, all right. Let's go ahead and get this going one more time. That way we can actually have a show.
Put some lip glasses with caca, like actually it's kind of cookie taste for you, dear. And also I will your order, and also
All right, folks. Trying really hard to get this going, but every time I click in my live, it literally cuts it, says there's nobody there. Ridiculous.
I think trouble. A that has we've all taken matches out of a matchbox that has the place we can strike it on the side and get the flame. If you have no oxygen when you do that, if you're in some sort of an oxygen suit, and you do that with no oxygen, nothing will happen when you keep going back and forth that because there's nothing to give oxygen to that.
To smooth out once I got it in as a rest.
It makes no sense. Everything's going swimmingly on everything else, and it's just TikTok being a bit difficult. So, but hey, what are you gonna do? This is the risk you take when you do stuff like this. So,
Yeah, it's their playing field. We can't bitch too much.
as that person calling me a hippie said, "Cut the balls, no hair."
Oh,
See,
good.
see what happened with Star Trek in 1966 to 69. They made the impossible, outer space travel, seem possible. Now that we've let the genie, 19 years, 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 19 out of the bottle. We can't put the genie back in and say it's impossible. People don't want to do that. So their imagination have taken over, and they want to believe that, you know, what was impossible 60 years ago is possible because of Star Trek.
So keep in mind that I'm running one of the best grifts on the internet, right? You guys should think I'm freaking rich. So you guys should think I'm freaking rich. So can't watch, it's all laggy. Hey guys, since it's messing with me, if you guys want to catch the rest of this debate, Troubling Tribune, and we're going to go ahead and do an open panel over there. That way we can go ahead and get everything going a little bit more smoother. So, sorry for my second technology. So, sorry for my second technology. So, sorry for my second technology. Alrighty. I will catch you guys over on the YouTube. Until then, peace.
Alrighty, folks. So that was trash. I don't know what the heck was going on with TikTok wanting to be a real douche there. What can you do? Let's go ahead and correct just a few things. Transition back over. Folks, welcome back to the True Earth Debate. Man, I was really hoping to tear into that Globy just a little bit more, but what can you do, right? We got about 45 minutes left of the show anyway, and we had some people in my own audience that wanted to chat it up, conversate, had some good questions, so I would love to hear from you guys. Let me go ahead and get this pulled up for you, and yeah, we'll go ahead and dive right on in. So let's do via... What are we going to do? Going to do Google Meet, because it's what we know. All right. So I'm going to post this link for you guys, and you guys can go ahead and call in. And actually, before we do this, I do need to take a very short little break. So let's go ahead and pull up a song. And now would be a good time to, well, I don't want to kick it off of YouTube because Jeremy Bird, your brother had some questions. I want to make sure he can get them. Is he able to get on Rockfin or what? What's the deal? Let's go ahead. Link. All right, I'm going to get you guys that link. And here in just a moment, let's enjoy a song first, and then we'll go ahead and get on with it, as they say. What do we want to listen to? Let's do... I know. Something that's not going to get me struck, since I'm going to leave it up here. Perfect. Almost got it. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and get this going, folks. I'm going to go ahead and let you watch the astronaut for just a minute, and we'll be back. I'll have that link for you, and we're going to get this conversation rocking and rolling. Appreciate you tuning in. Don't go anywhere. got the link ready for you guys, ready to go ahead and have a phenomenal show. Let me go ahead and turn on the virtual camera since that's what it obviously wants me to do. This may make it just, this computer's a beast. It's going to be awesome. All right. Let's go ahead. You guys cannot see me yet, but you will. Let's go ahead and do this. Oh, that's right. I have to do display capture. Perfect. Okay. No worries. No worries. Guys, just one more second here. I have to... Wow, it's going to make me redo that whole thing. Okay, no worries. Just one more second, and we will be rocking and rolling. Main display cap full. Okay. Where the heck is it? All right. There we go. I don't know why it's being so difficult, but now we just need to adjust this, and we will be ready to go. Appreciate your patience. We're going to be opening up the lines for the open panel. So go ahead and jump in. You do not have to be on camera if you don't want to be, but it's always cool if you are. And Big Pine Sailing, huge shout out for the $5 tip over on Rockfin. Wait, you're rich? Give this back. I wish, right? It's always funny when I hear comments of like, this is such a grift. Man, if only that were the case, right? Then this would be a lot easier. But unfortunately, it is not. The truth will struggle like a butterfly against the breeze, beautifully so at times. So just make sure that you show your support to the things that you like. There are tons of us content creators out here. You don't have to just support myself, although it is always appreciated when you do. So got the display capture. Let's go ahead and do a quick transition. Folks, there are actually 3 ways to support the show. There is the Rockfin down in the bottom corner. There is, of course, the... Man, that's all weird now. Gonna have to go to the settings. Can't see me. Why not? Not what I expected. Okay. I thought that would go differently. My goodness. Okay. So those who join in, I'm just going to do it this way then. I'll go ahead and full web page. No. Main display capture. I got to readjust this one now. Super fun. You guys get to watch the whole process thanks to the display capture. Amazing. No worries. All right. Boom. Now you can see me again. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and drop this link for you guys. That way, we can go ahead and get this show started. Appreciate you guys bearing with me, tuning in, showing out. Let's go ahead and have a great rest of the conversation. Heard I had some people with some questions. I am all ears. We were dealing with a Glober clown, really, on the other side of TikTok that was just relentless on the stupid points. Thinks that we can go to the moon, but doesn't believe that we can fake an image. Like, I don't know how that stuff just goes over people's head. It's absolutely ridiculous. It would be like if I put a glass table underneath the lake or something, underneath some water, and like stood on it and took a picture. Like, here's proof that I can walk on water. Makes absolutely no sense. Now, folks, do not be shy. Feel free to jump on into the link and let's chat it up. Jeremy Bird, I've already forgotten what your brother's name was. No worries. How can one call in? You have your answer. What is the moon? Always so funny. Jump in the link. We can chat about it. I'm curious as to what firsthand knowledge you would have of the moon to know definitively what it is. But hey, it's neither here nor there, right? if you decide to come on, we can definitely have the conversation. I'm always looking for another fantastic argument to dive into. And as long as you're looking into things with, an open mind, pure honesty, and just literally seeking the truth of the situation, then, it really doesn't matter what direction it leads you, right? So we're definitely not zealots, religious fundamentalists over here. Definitely fire away. Didn't have the technology back then. It's super funny. Where's a Glober when you need one? Supposedly there was some people with some questions, so we'll see. Jeremy, is your brother a Glober? Or... Oh, nice. There we go. Ding ding. Admit, of course. Jim, what is up, my friend?
Hey, TikTok doesn't like you.
No, dude. What was up with that?
It was like you were kicked like 3 times. My goodness.
Yeah, I can't really wrap my head around it, but it is what it is. And no use crying over spilt milk. Here we are, ready to have a fantastic rest of the show.
I had 2 nights ago. I had Ruhif was over on Tartaria, and he was given his little refraction angle, thing. I don't know if you know Dogs. Dogs was in there with him. So I went in and I said, Ruhef, I want to go modern day debate YouTube with you with, James as moderator. And he goes, what are we going to talk about? I said, open topic. And he goes, okay. And then I said, I just want to know, Ruhef, that I'm going to go, email. I have James's email. I'm going to go email James. So in front of all these people, you will debate me, right? And he goes, yes. So I go over to my my Comcast and I emailed James and I said Ruhef wants to debate, maybe mid-May, and I bet ready to go to bed last night about 11 o'clock, and Ruhef, gets off Tartary and he texts me and goes, well, what are we going to talk about? And I said open topic, and includes everything. He goes, well, I'm not interested in special and general relativity and cosmology. So I said, well, that's not everything. I want to talk about special and general relativity and cosmology, outside the Earth. And he goes, no, I'm only interested in talking about the Earth. That's it. And so it's like, I got him to say yes. And then he goes, I only want to talk about the Earth. I don't want to talk about general and special relativity. I don't want to talk about cosmology outside the Earth. And so it's like, I sent James an email for nothing. It was just the most stupid thing.
It's unfortunate, but nothing wrong with narrowing down people to a specific topic within a topic. I've always felt that it's best to try to keep people towards their expertise. That way we can, really get to the bottom of things. And, like Witsit does with, like Witsit has done several times now, I think was pretty telling how we find out the assumptions and mathematical garb with each of these different topics. And then, of course, they all just assume that the people of the other side are doing, have verified something. Everybody's assuming that somebody on the other side has verified something to help verify what we're doing. And man, wouldn't it be interesting to find out that everybody just went in a big old circle and nobody actually verified shit?
I think general and special relativity is just, I'm working on quantum mechanics right now. But how you doing? I'll be quiet. How you doing?
Israel Kane, welcome to the show, man. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Not much, man. You're just a little bit laggy, but it looks like you'll start to smooth out hopefully here in a second.
All right, we all just hang out right here.
What's that in the background?
Should I turn the TV down a little bit, bro? Or is that cool?
Yeah, turn it down a little bit more, please.
All right. Turn down. Oh, here, let me get it. Yeah, turn it down a little bit more.
So where is Israel from? Where's Mr. Israel from?
I live in Hemet, California.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Welcome to the show. I think it's the first time I've seen. Yeah, it's definitely the first time I've seen you on. So, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
I still have
Jeremy Bird, my brother, just hanging out. I had a question, kind of off topic. Dude, I have so many deja vus, man. I'm just wondering what you think about those, brother.
Deja vu's. Man,
Yeah,
that's a great topic. So,
I, so many of them all the time. Just some are quick flashes and some are long ones.
man, the funny thing about deja vu is that it is possible that there's more than one thing going on, that people are reporting and that they're just very similar. So one of which can be, and you're still going to need to turn down your TV. I'm hearing a bad echo, and some
Uh,
clipping.
we got to put it on mute, bro. Wow. Yeah, I mean, there's actually no remote for this one, man. How about that?
But essentially, it's possible that there's something misfiring in the brain or however that works, because we don't really know too much about the brain. But it's possible that it's just a mental trick, that you just are believing that that this is a familiar place or that you've experienced something before. But then
Right.
there's
Can I
also, but then there's also, is that you, Waterworld? Yeah, that is you. You need to turn down your thing or something. But there's also the idea that people, particular when they dream, can go into these different places, different states, and you can actually pull information from different times and different areas. So you can actually either one astral project, where you basically leave your body and end up in another place. You can
Yep.
experience
I know
another place
that one.
in that regard, or you could have experienced another place in another time, which is also really interesting to wrap your head around, because then you start getting into like, well, what the hell is time, and what the hell are we?
Yeah, that is very interesting. Dude, when I eat mushrooms, man, I astral project a lot. I'll close my eyes and then I end up coming back to my body after experiencing whatever it is that I just experienced, you know?
What do you do to ascertain if it's an astral projection or if it's a lucid dream?
That's a good question. I'm just going by how it feels, by touch and smell, and the how real it is. I guess.
Gotcha. The thing that I've experienced is that when a lucid dream feels super duper real. It's like
Right.
it's almost indistinguishable from astral projection. The way that I was able to determine the difference was that I pulled some information. So I saw my
Oh,
mom. I saw my mom get some food, and then I was able to go back and confirm that she had indeed did that.
okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Gotcha, man.
Yeah, man, that's a very very interesting topic. What do you think about the true Earth debate? Which side of the fence do you fall on?
Oh man, my mind is just getting blown so many times, dude. Just I'm converting. I don't, just the lies and that was crazy, crazy, blowing my mind. Just all the information that's there that points to it, and everything that I've grown up with. I've been on planes a lot and looking down. It's fucking flat. What are you talking about? I don't
Nice.
know. It's kind of undebatable almost.
Almost, but people certainly try.
I know. Oh man.
Super funny, man. What do you think of our the last guest that we had? That was the Glober that we had on. Charlie Brown was his name.
Oh, Charlie Brown. Uh,
Waterworld, you look like you were trying to say something just a minute ago.
Oh no, I was just gonna tell Israel or let Israel know that if your senses tell you that it's a stationary topographical plane or flat, go with
yeah.
your senses. If you've never seen curvature, but somebody tells you it's curved, but your mind, I'm 64. If your mind tells you that you've never seen curvature and you're open to the fact that it's a stationary plane, go with it because you were told that it's curved, but you've never seen curve. And so, what are you going to go with? What's something somebody told you, or what you see?
I've been hiking super high peaks out here in Hemet, Tahquitz Peak, and I've seen all the way to the ocean. And on a super clear day, they say you can do that. I got one of those days, and I didn't see any curves. It just looks like huge, just flat land, with mountains, of course.
Can I ask you a theological question?
Of course.
If it's determined in your mind, and you see and you start knowing that it's a stationary topographical plane or a flat Earth, does that change how you view God?
Your just so you know, your mic is like clipping or something. It's like whistling.
No. Absolutely not. I love God. I talk to him every day.
Okay.
Yeah, for a long time. I wouldn't be here.
Would it cause you to look at the Bible differently and see all the verses that talks about foundations, pillars, ends of the earth, and four corners?
Oh, the earth and four corners? Well, see, yeah.
Because what's fascinating, sir, is that there in a ball there's no four corners, ends of the earth, foundations, or pillars. That would mean that you were stationary and topographical and not a spinning space ball.
It's like we're on a chessboard.
Yeah. Yes. So go ahead.
Oh, I just said I don't like the sound of that. I'm just on a chessboard
or a pool table.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just checking the chat, checking a few things. Huge shout out to whoever just bought this coffee. That's what I'm trying to check. Appreciate the support. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the show.
My brother's been. He's the only one that listens to me, bro. And of course, legends like you, man, are the ones that I want him to hear. And,
I love
you guys are. Thank you so much for listening to us, man. And thank you for everything you do, brother.
Hey, I really appreciate that. Things like that, make it all the more worth it. So it's always nice to hear, words of appreciation.
Dude, yeah, you know what? You're a legend. Keep crushing, and man, I'm here for you all the time, man.
For sure, man. I appreciate you. Waterworld,
man, and my brother, and yeah, love you, bro.
What's with the Christmas lights? Are you guys celebrating Christmas early, or?
Oh yeah, every day is Christmas, guys, for sure. No, we just light everything up all the time.
Heck yeah, that's what's up. I love stuff like that.
Hey, thanks for talking to me, brother. It was really cool, man.
Yeah, no worries.
And the mind.
Yeah, anytime. Absolutely. All right. Well, let me go ahead and there was one other thing that I was gonna say as well. It was Mad Mac. He had said something that was pretty funny. As long as your mind is getting blown, it isn't getting bottled. So.
Yeah.
That's going on some merch, dude. Thank you.
I already made the shirt.
Skylar, when are you gonna get some shirts and hats, man? I want to buy a bunch of them.
For sure. So I'm actually in the works of that right now. So it's probably going to be like two weeks or so before I have everything finalized and dropped. But it's gonna be dope. I'm working on some sick designs. I want to have some. So I'm not just doing shirts, but I'm doing tapestries. I'm gonna be doing some coffee cups too, because I'm always having this stuff and this is cool and all, but I could do a lot better than that. So
I'll buy them all from you, brother. Get them out there, man.
For sure.
Hey, are you two actual brothers?
I'm sorry?
Are you two actual brothers?
No, we've been best friends for the last 35 years.
Wow. So you know everything. You know some dirt on troubling. Is that right?
On Trouble? Well, no, I've been with Troubling since the day he even showed up. I mean, yes, just like I don't know dirt on Troubling, but we're gonna figure it out here in these next few years when he starts crushing it. And,
okay, all right. I just wondered if you had any dirt on him. You could tell us.
Everybody wants dirt on the champ.
He's bringing the truth out. He's doing what we need in this community. and that's why I support him, and that's why I'll always support him.
Hey,
Absolutely.
just remember, the eyes are useless when the mind is blind.
Ah,
There you go.
We're just-
The mind can't be blind.
let's just all go in a circle telling our
That's
thought-provoking, compelling quotes.
Okay, here's another one. Here's another one. We are all born into a prison system we cannot see, therefore we cannot get out of. But once the veil is lifted, there is no turning back.
And you're free. And you're completely free. And once that veil's lifted, you're free. There is no prison anymore. You're free. In your mind, if you're free, you're free. And
You're free.
We speak to our Creator every day. We talk to our Creator. That Creator is going to get us through life, not a government, not other humans, not a Rockefeller funded textbook, not lies that humans tell us to keep us enslaved, which is completely obvious to everybody. But just open your eyes, free your mind, be free. Free your mind. It's, I don't know what to say, man. It's just what it is.
What's fascinating is that first 31 verses of the Bible. The first 19 tell us we don't live on a spinning space ball. The 6 days that God said it was good and God saw that it was very good means that he didn't create tiny invisible microbes that make us sick. And then at the last part, he says, after its kind, which eliminates evolution. So for the first 31 verses of the first chapter of the first book of the Bible, the globe is debunked, tiny invisible microbes are debunked, and evolution is debunked in the first 31 verses.
Right. Yeah. Right. I mean, you can't believe in the Bible and sit there and tell somebody that string theory and quantum physics is absolute proof about whatever, what we're made of and what the cosmos. I mean, it's truly just fantasy. It's just Santa Claus world, man. It's what we all live in. We're just kids believing in Santa Claus. That's all we are.
I absolutely love when we asked Charlie for the technology, right? It's like, what benefit do we get for our 60 million a day? And he's like, the satellites.
I was sitting there yelling at Izzy. I'm like, right? 60. It's a little more than $60 million a day, but we'll round it off to 50. But yeah,
Well, the question that they'll never answer, right, is that what would you require of me if you gave me $60 million, right? And not just $60 million one time, right? That alone would be like, oh man, you're gonna have to do some backflips. But $60 million every single day, month in, month out, rain or shine, you're gonna pay that ticket, and I'm gonna give you what? And they're not gonna answer that. I almost guarantee it.
Or we can shut down NASA for 1 month and solve the world's hunger problems, and just for 1 month, and just dollars to feed people and just do what is needed for humanity.
I will say something that's pretty controversial and say that even if we solve world hunger for the moment, it's not going to solve it permanently because the system's fucked up and keeps them keeps siphoning out all the wealth.
Right. Yep.
So
the rich be on top if everybody's going to try to meet their standard. You can't have it. It has to be extreme rich, and the majority has to be extremely poor. It's under their control.
The little rich girls go to when they get smacked out on stuff to go to a freaking resort and they get rehabilitated. Oh, I'm okay now. It cracks me up, man. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah. Hey, man, Skyler, man, you guys, I love you guys.
Off topic.
We'll let you move on with this, and just want to say thank you for everything, man.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you for all your support. Couldn't do it without y'all. We appreciate it.
Take care.
All right. Hey, guys, love you, brothers. Take care, man.
Yeah.
Take care.
All right.
Well, this is the last call for any Globies that would want to come in. Ruhif was complaining last time. He's like, "You're still doing these on TikTok?" So here I am, open panel. Hopefully somebody got the memo, right? And then we can finish out strong this last 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, it's 3 or 4 o'clock in Australia in the afternoon, so he should be up.
And I'm telling you what, I am freaking cooking under these lights. My God. There's like, you got to have great lighting. And like, man, some of these people are just in completely dark rooms. I don't understand. I need to figure out how I can do that. Just be like, oh, just turn the lights off. Just go all dark.
So how's your Apple laptop working?
Oh,
Going
dude.
good?
It is going fantastic. I absolutely love it. And haven't had any complaints except for the fact that I can't do certain things with it just because it's a Mac. But yeah, other than that, it's been awesome. Really helping out with everything, really.
Cool.
Yes, sir. Let me see here. You got anything coming up, Jim? Anything exciting? You almost made it to modern day debate, but unfortunately, some things fell through there.
Well, I had 2 modern day debate discords today. I thought the 111 would be over by 1. It wasn't over till almost 2, and then I had another one at 3. So I was pretty much cooked by the time that one started, because I didn't get a chance to really go out and get anything to eat. And that went on till 5. And then the guy was pretty nice, but he kept saying, I think I told you before, he said that bending, warping, and space time was physical and theoretical, and he said Newton's gravity was a law and a theory. And so I kept pressing it on him, and he kept pressing me on. We talked a long time about electrostatics, and we were getting towards the end of it. And I asked him about bendy water and how far out I had to look either way before it started to bend. And he didn't want to touch that one. So he kept asking me about the stupid thing we talked about for 20 or 30 minutes, which was electrostatics. I went through all of it. He kept asking me about it. And then I said, what about the Selenelian eclipse? Because he brought up the eclipse. And I said, what about the Selenelian eclipse? He kept going back to, what about electrostatics? What about water? What about electrostatics? We talked about electrostatics for 20 to 30 minutes. We're almost done. I want to talk about bendy water. And he kept avoiding me. So I kept going, come on, let's talk about it. And then he told me to shut up. He actually told me to shut up.
How dare
and
you?
I taught my daughters, they're 31 and 28 now. I taught my daughters never to tell anybody to shut up. I never tell anybody to do that. I might have said sometime, please be quiet, but I've never told anybody to shut up. So as soon as he's 18 years old, he's going to the Citadel. He's going to serve the military, and he's going to become an astrophysicist when he gets done the military. So he told me to shut up, and I just kind of sat back. We were towards the end anyway. And I just kind of sat back, and I told the moderator, Monday Debate, I'm not going to have an 18-year-old talk to me like that and tell me to shut up. When I tell my daughters, growing up, that you should never tell somebody that. So I was done, and I thanked them. And he actually came over to Tartaria when I was there, and we talked about it. And he apologized. I apologized for getting upset and leaving. But so we're all good now. But it's just like he tells me this stuff, and I spend 20, 30 minutes talking about electrostatics. He won't give it up. And all I want to do is talk about bendy water, and I want to talk about the Selenelian eclipse, and he wants to go back to electrostatics, which he talked about for 20 or 30 minutes already. It's like, I told you everything about it that I know, and you don't want to answer bendy water and the Selenelian eclipse. And it's just like, and then he told me to shut up, and it's like, okay.
Well, it's a classic debate tactic to just get people talking only about the, red herrings, if you will, for the red herring fallacies. Nobody actually wants to address the specific points being made. Just like with Charlie Brown today, did not want to address the fact that you could simply take a picture with another camera and then all evidence of fakery is gone. And he just wanted to flip the burden immediately. I was like, oh my goodness, I couldn't blink faster than he switched that burden.
It's just terrible. And Ed Freeze is debating on Tartaria with me tomorrow at 5, but he got a hold of me on Friday and said he's been sick all week, so he'll let me know tomorrow if he can debate me for 3 hours. So it's like, okay, I gotta wait till tomorrow, even though it's been scheduled for like 2 weeks. He told me Friday he's been sick all week, so I have to wait till tomorrow for him to tell me that he'll debate me. And then the following Sunday, I got another smart ass. I got another smart butt wanting to debate me. His name's Valen, and so that's scheduled for a week from Sunday on Tartaria. So they'll all be on YouTube. They'll be recorded. And then, but I did get hold of James at Modern Day Debate YouTube, and I said I'm ready to go. Mid-May, whenever you want. And I thought I had Ruhef, but he backed out. Like 2 hours later.
Why don't you just let him have the handicap of not having the relativity, right? You don't need relativity to debunk him.
Well, I have spent so much time talking about looking into relativity, special and general. I've been spending so much time, and now I'm studying quantum mechanics. I'm going. I spent all this time on general, special relativity, Lorentz transform, time dilation, mass increase, length contraction. I spent all the time on this stuff. Pound Repka, Pound Snyder, and Half-Lee Keating, which is all your time dilation, 1960, 1965, and 1971. So I spent all this time on it. I can't talk about it. It's like, geez, I want to talk about it. So I don't know. See, he just wants to talk about angles and refraction. That's all he wants to talk about. It's it, angles and refraction.
You could talk about, as Austin Murphy's pointing out, you could also talk about the air pressure system being next to a vacuum without containment. I mean, that's unanswerable.
The second law of thermodynamics. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh, and I got another one for you. What's the difference between a Milky Way candy bar and the Milky Way galaxy?
One of them is real.
And then a Glober will say, I say, which one is real, the Milky Way galaxy or the candy bar? And they'll go both. All I got to do is say, prove the galaxy. Oh my goodness.
Have you, Waterworld, what about the fact that we can see galaxies and so we can see galaxies, right? But they're moving in motion with the like, this doesn't make any sense, right? How can we see galaxies, but yet we're moving within our galaxy, and yet all the stars are supposedly so local, right? But yet so far away. The contradictions are never ending. Local but really far away stars that we can always see that don't change position or have any noticeable parallax.
1929, Edwin Hubble talked about blue shift, red shift, and the ever-expanding universe, because things that are moving away from us that are far away are moving faster, so therefore there's more space between them, and that shows red shift. and then here comes Fred Hoyle, comes along and goes, Big Bang sucks, man. Big Bang is just stupid. And because he wanted something called the steady state. And so people liked the idea that the Big Bang was so good, even though Fred Hoyle hated it. So they went ahead and adopted the Big Bang from somebody who didn't believe in the Big Bang. He believed in the steady state. And Hubble comes along and goes, things are moving away faster, and it shows red shift, and nothing's coming closer. So there's no blue shift. It's all red shift. Oh my God, the fairy tale troubling. Oh my God.
Well, didn't who was it that said that the universe looked if we took the red shifts for as they are, then it's it makes everything look suspiciously young.
So I don't know.
I think that was Hubble as well. So
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. The more you look into this, the more it's absolute a joke, man.
Absolutely. Jim, I really appreciate you coming on, helping me finish out the time. We're going to go ahead and call it a show since no other Globers want to come on and have the debate. I guess we'll just say Happy Earth Day. It's settled. Earth is flat, right? Just kidding. Stationary topographical plane. Let's keep sounding scientific. Let's keep drawing in the crowd for intellectuals so that we can actually have good conversations and continue progressing this debate to find out, what is the true nature of our realm. as people are now starting to come to realize, there's something beyond the quote unquote flat Earth, right? There is more to discover. So we're gonna go ahead and keep on progressing our journey. For those of you who do not know, if you're just joining us, then we are about to close it on down, so we do apologize. I'm not going to be taking any more guests at this point, I suppose, unless you're a really good Glober, and you're coming in within the next 1 minute. But actually,
hey, Troubling, thanks very much, and you have a great Sunday. Okay.
you as well. You as well. We'll talk to you soon.
Take care.
See ya. Alrighty, folks. And then there was just me. Let's go ahead and get rid of this link here. Get over to back on over to OBS. Boom. Boom. And we're back. Appreciate all you guys tuning in. We kind of got booted from the actual debate portion a little earlier than anticipated. So we are going to go ahead and... Why did my camera change? Wow, that's so weird. Didn't change before, but now it did. Okay, well, we'll just do this. And then we'll do just one more. Boom. Perfect. We're back. All right. Quick lickety split. Appreciate you all tuning in. We are going to be doing another surprise debate here sometime in the next few days or so. Maybe even tomorrow. We'll see. Since we got kicked off of TikTok a little early, going to try to line up something special. So appreciate you all. Appreciate all the support, all the love. It's all love in the community, and that's one of the things that I really enjoy. Definitely helps with everything that we do, knowing that there's so much support out there. So, and again, I'm not talking financial support, just the knowing that what we're doing is helping, having an impact, and helping people be more positive, right? So, speaking of which, go ahead and catch me on the Mellow Dome from now on over at Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard for the early morning light. Is going to be absolutely epic. We are coming together, for legends in the community, setting the tone, starting the pace, and really going to see what synergy we can come up with. So you heard it here first, maybe. If not, heard it on the Mellow Dome. But hey, that is where we will be. So we appreciate you. We're obviously still going to be doing everything that we do over here, but that is something a little bit extra that you guys can look forward to. So let's go ahead and do just a quick shout out, and we'll go ahead and play a song. Get the hell up out of here. Big Pine Sailing, huge shout out. Chatting it up a lot over on the Rockfin. We appreciate you. Carla Neal, that's a new name I haven't really seen before. Hey there, Big Pine. Okay, not gonna read that one. Alrighty. Who else do we got? We have Shane. What is up, my friend? Shane, I believe, from over the anti disinformation league. We also have Steve and, of course, Jim. Let's go ahead and go back over to the YouTube. Really popping over there today. We got Mr. DeShill. Great show. Great to see everyone, of course. Great to be here. Israel Kane. Appreciate your support, my friend. Maybe we can talk more. Got a dream. Nice. Yeah, I'm definitely into dream interpretations and things like that. Really, really interesting what we can learn there. Name isn't important. It's chaotic as a fuck. You're probably early in the stream, bro. Keep on moving. We'll get there. It'll iron out. Austin Murphy. Big shout out, my friend Mad Mac. Vlad B. Effed Up World. Doug Maurer. Econo NYC. High frequency radio proves the shape of our home. Very good. Very good little tidbit there. Commercial sound and video. Where are the Globies? That's right. We got to get some more press for this show, guys. If you want to see more opponents debate MrTribune, the Truther Trivia Champion, then I'm going to need your help with that. So share the show. Get your Globies on, and it'll be awesome. Boo Ranch, Mark Gregory, Jeremy Bird, of course. Nominal, Stephanie Campbell. If I'm missing anybody, I apologize. Lord Racer. This thing just keeps on going, man. That's what we like to see. A lot of interaction, a lot of engagement. Rethink Inc. None of these people seem to have learned the actual physics. Very astute of you. Very astute. That is why we want to see more Globers come on. Hopefully some people with some credentials. And that way we can't just be blatantly lied to for the sake of making an argument, right? So let's go ahead and close on out of here. What do we want to hear? Obviously, it's going to be this one. All right, folks, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time. We are going to be doing our The Tribune show on Monday. It's going to be awesome. See you then. Peace.